We just got a lot of new information about Madden 26 and College 26, including the deep dives for both Road to Glory and Superstar Mode, as well as all of the abilities that you can unlock in College Football 26 and Dynasty Mode. I'm going to go over all that today, as well as a new Juke Move that was added to Madden 26. We also have some player ratings leaks for Madden 26, as we're getting a ton of information as we get closer to the release of these games. But before I do, as always, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section. Other than that, let's go get right into the video. Now, I'm going to start off with the new Juke Move that they just added to Madden 26. It's apparently just a double juke, which is something that's been in the game in the past, but they're talking about like it's a new feature, as they even go as far as to tell you how to use it. They showed a little clip on their Madden NFL Direct account showing Saquon Barkley, the cover athlete, doing this new double juke. Now, number one, I mean, it looks good considering that, you know, it just looks smooth and fast. It doesn't look like he's losing a lot of speed. They go as far as to tell you how to do it. They said, you know, they got the all-new precision juke move coming to Madden 26 based on your feedback. It says you won't see this in the trailer or the beta because we're still cooking. Like, they added it recently, which is pretty cool. To do this move is to avoid holding the sprint button and then simply flick the right stick to the left or right to juke. A double juke can be achieved by using a combination of the flicks. Next up, I came across this top 30 Madden NFL 26 quarterback ratings, basically showing what's projected to be the ratings for basically all the starting quarterbacks in the league. I don't know if this is official. Obviously, this is from somebody named Fan City. I can't say I'm too familiar with them, but the ratings look pretty similar to what they did at the end of Madden 25, so I'm guessing they either are accurate or they just took the ratings from Madden 25 and poured them over, because let's be honest, at the end of Madden 25 to the beginning of Madden 26, the ratings don't really change that much. Next, I'm going to go over something that I found on Reddit from a website that I actually use quite a bit in collegefootball.gg. There is all the mental abilities and the physical abilities from College Football 26 listed on their website right now, and it's set up in a way that you can click any one of these boxes to find out more information, including the dynasty requirements needed to unlock each individual tier. So whether you want to get bronze, silver, gold, platinum, you can see it has all the requirements needed to unlock these different levels, which I think is really cool here, as well as explaining all these physical abilities, because like I said, I use this site quite a bit. So I'm not actually going to go over each individual one because that would take too long, but I'll scroll through them and you guys can see all the options here, as there are a few new ones that they mentioned, like battering ram I think is a new one, and this is a new ability. It basically just adds wear and tear effects to defenders, and they said that if there was like an overpowered ability like this, that there would be multiple requirements to unlock the abilities. Like you can see here, they have 90 toughness and 80 awareness for bronze, all the way up to 94 toughness and 91 awareness for platinum. And this is really meant to like reduce the amount of people that have this in online dynasties. So you should know what abilities are OP based on the fact that they're going to need multiple, you know, different category levels to unlock. As some of these only require one. The next one I'll talk about is Hammer, which they also added, which is basically something that goes with the new hit stick. This is all just hit power based. There's no second requirement, but you can see that what hit power levels you need to unlock these. And the higher this is, the more capable you are of landing hit sticks and from a further distance. As you can see, platinum here says you can perform it from a further distance, so that's pretty cool. I'll let the rest of these run out, but I also thought it was really cool how they orchestrated this, or how they designed it on the website, to the point where it's just very easy to access. As we also have the mental abilities here at the very end. I'll also leave links in the description for the website if you guys want to click on that and check out the entire list. And the last thing I'm going to go over is the deep dive trailer that they just dropped. The reason I'm going over this last is because I'm sure there's a lot of channels that are already going over this, and I don't get a ton of views going over deep dive trailers that just dropped anyway. But I'm going to go over the deep dive trailer that they combined Road to Glory from College Football 26, and they combined Madden 26's Superstar Mode, which should tell you all you need to know right there. I mean, the fact that this mode got so little bit of work that they had to combine two different games to get to the 4-minute mark, and then also release two different articles, which ultimately really didn't say much. I mean, I'm going to go over like the big changes or the big things that they added, but I'm not going to read all this nonsense because it's to the point now where it's like, look, we can tell you didn't put a lot of work into this game mode. It's pretty obvious. So let's just go ahead and let's get right into it. This is more of like a rant or reaction to it with some information about like the new features that they put in the game. Now, we all know already that they put in high school. High school's back, but there's no full game, so you can tell already that this is a half-assed attempt to put high school into the game based on the fact that you really only get to play key moments. And these are key moments that are either based off the archetype you choose or you get to choose them. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. They have a new thing called like coaching tape, which you have to obviously put good stuff out on coaching tape. Coaching happiness sounds like the lamest one to me. They already have coach trust. Well, now they got coach happiness. Number one, I mean, the terminology happiness just sounds lame. When have you ever had a coach that was happy? If you ever played football, your coach is never happy. Your coach is just angry at the world all the time. The one thing I did like, and I only say that because it's been in other games, is the new game grades, kind of like NBA 2K. Which is something that we talked about, or I talked about in previous videos, where Scott O'Gallagher, who used to work for 2K, NBA 2K, from 2014 to about 2020 before coming back to EA, and now to the point where he basically is the creative director and has been said to be leading both games, both College Football 26 and Madden 26. He's kind of leading the charge. There was a lot of information out there that he was one of the main minds behind College Football 25. And now he's, obviously bringing this same idea of NBA 2K's game grades over to college football. I always liked game grades. I always thought that was kind of cool. It wasn't always didn't always make the most sense, but in game grades in 2K, they always gave you boosts and grades for doing small things like setting picks and stuff like that. I don't know how that'll translate over to college football, but it's something that it kind of teaches you to play the game how they want you to play the game rather than how you want to play the game, which I always thought was cool. But it'll be interesting to see how they implement that. But like I said, I always like game grades when playing NBA 2K, so that's not necessarily going to be, that might be my favorite part out of all this. Trophy room, you got trophy room again. They talk about that. We all know the trophy room's here. And you have the ability to display whatever you win in your college football career. Maybe one of the big things, though, is that you can export your player to the NFL by joining the draft, which I don't know if that's something new. I think that was in the game last year. You can tell I didn't really play this game mode that much. But it looks like the combine is the only thing that matters again. They talk about giving you a head start with your college career. That doesn't really sound like, it just sounds like fancy wording in the trailer. It doesn't sound like there's going to be any difference from transporting your player from college football to Madden. You still got to go through the exact same the combine, and I think that your combine grades are going to basically make the where you get drafted. So it's like your entire career as a player in college really doesn't mean much. It's just all going to depend on the actual combine itself. Then when you get the superstar mode, you also have the sphere of influence, which is like, I don't know, the terminology, even the terminology that they're coming up to try to sell these things or to try to repackage these things just sound lazy and boring. The sphere of influence. Coaching happiness, like these things just sound so stupid. They didn't add any new players, by the way, like any new options. I always talk about the new archetypes. I'm still trying to say that right for the people that care. But I'm still, they add a bunch of new archetypes, but it's still the same 5 positions. It's still the same 5 that you had in College Football 25. They didn't add a single one, which is crazy. And then I even heard stuff like they're trying to make the experience more lengthy. That's the thing, like they talked about in Dynasty, where they changed the mode where you had 50 levels last year. Now it's 100. Where really just seems they're trying to stretch this out more than anything, because now you have to unlock basic adjustments and unlock plays, and you have to unlock the ability to call audible plays. They said that you have to unlock things like, if you want to make adjustments to your line, you have to unlock that over time. It's not even something you have access to right away. So if that's really the case, what are you going to do if you can tell that there's a blitz that's coming in unblocked? Just because you haven't unlocked it, you just got to deal with the negative consequences of not having the blocking set up properly? I mean, this just sounds frustrating. The more that I hear about, as I'm going to turn to a little bit of a rant here, the more that I hear about this game, the more I'm becoming convinced that they really haven't changed enough, or they really haven't made enough adjustments, especially when it comes to a mode like this. Other modes, maybe. I think that the gameplay, they probably made more adjustments, but to some of these modes, it sounds like they didn't make enough changes. If you're still playing College Football 25, you still remember that there's a lot of issues, and I might make a full rant video about this later, as I don't really want to go too much into it now. But this definitely feels like one of the laziest attempts to basically repackage something that already is already out there. And I'm just gonna call a spade. But I did put out my thoughts on it. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. And if you guys want to see more videos about more content that has been leaked about either of these games, Madden or College Football 26, that popping on my screen, just click links. And until next time, thanks for watching, man. Shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.